Victorian Government's Budget, a look at land tax threshold reductions and increased rates by Jeff Banks. The Victorian Government recently announced its annual budget, outlining various fiscal policies and measures aimed at addressing the state's economic needs. Among the key changes introduced in the budget is a revision of the land tax thresholds and rates. This adjustment includes a reduction in thresholds and an increase in rates, accompanied by the introduction of flat fees for landholders with lower property values. This blog post aims to delve into the implications of these changes and shed light on how they may impact landowners across Victoria. Threshold reductions and increased rates. Under the new budget, the Victorian Government has implemented a reduction in land tax thresholds. This means that a greater number of landowners will be subject to land tax payments. Additionally, the rates for land tax have been increased, resulting in a higher financial burden for those affected. These changes reflect the government's strategy to bolster revenue and support various initiatives and programs. Flat fees for lower land values. To mitigate the potential impact on landholders with lower property values, the Victorian Government has introduced a system of flat fees for landholdings falling below certain value thresholds. This approach aims to provide relief to individuals with modest landholdings while ensuring that everyone contributes to the state's finances. Under the new scheme, landholders with properties valued between $50,000 and $100,000 will be required to pay a flat fee of $500. Similarly, landholdings worth between $100,000 and $300,000 will incur a flat fee of $975. This system ensures that smaller landholders are not disproportionately burdened by the revised land tax structure. Additional fee for higher land values. For landholdings exceeding $300,000 in value, the new budget introduces an additional fee in addition to the flat fee. In this case, landholders are required to pay $975 plus 0.1% of the total land value. This provision is aimed at capturing a fair share of tax revenue from owners of higher value properties while maintaining a progressive approach. Implications and considerations. While the Victorian Government's decision to reduce land tax thresholds and increase rates may be seen as a necessary step to generate additional revenue, it is crucial to consider the potential impact on landowners. The revised system could lead to higher tax bills for many property owners, particularly those whose land values have appreciated significantly. However, the introduction of flat fees for landholders with lower property values is a welcome measure that ensures a fairer distribution of the tax burden. This approach acknowledges the financial constraints faced by small landholders while ensuring that everyone contributes to the state's finances based on their ability to pay. It is also important to note that the changes to the land tax system may have broader implications for the property market. Landowners may reassess their investment strategies, and potential buyers might factor in the increased tax obligations when considering property purchases. The long-term impact on property values and market dynamics will be closely monitored as these changes take effect. Conclusion. The Victorian Government's budget announcement regarding land tax thresholds and rates introduces significant changes for landholders across the state. While the reduction in thresholds and increased rates may result in a higher tax burden for some property owners, the introduction of flat fees for lower property values aims to mitigate the impact on smaller landholders. These adjustments reflect the government's goal of generating additional revenue while maintaining a fair and progressive tax system. As these changes are implemented, it will be essential to monitor their impact on the property market and assess their effectiveness in achieving the government's fiscal objectives. Overall, the revised land tax structure in Victoria represents a balancing act between revenue generation and fairness, aiming to ensure that all landowners contribute to the state's finances while considering the diverse circumstances of property owners across the spectrum. Our catch cry is, "Your legacy is our inspiration," and our approach based on what inspires you will make your legacy seem so much easier to achieve. We are easily contacted by going to our website www.propertyportfoliosolutions.com.au, where the start or even the continuation of your property portfolio is made simple.